Well, I'm out today fishing a spot not too far from home. I'm actually probably the first time I've been out in waders in a couple months and kind of focusing on the kayak, and I've had some personal issues. I haven't really had time to get out and fish, so well, thankfully this is one of the days I'm able to do it, and gotta take advantage of it while you can, whenever you can. So I'm sure you guys have seen this spot if you've been following me for a while in a couple of my other videos, so it shouldn't be too unfamiliar to you. It's probably the first time I fished it since March, or maybe April. Yeah, I think April. But I was fishing it from a kayak then, so might look a little different. Water's up for sure. Actually, this might be a little bit too high for me to wade today. We'll see. I mean, worst case I just get wet, but oh man, yeah, this might be we might not be making it to the other side of the river today. It's typically where I do have most of my luck, but seem like the river don't want me to go over there today, so maybe not. Oh man, yep. Well, I guess we'll just be sticking to this side today. That'd be good though. Focus a little bit more on this section of the river. It's crazy. Oh, just being up just a little bit makes a huge difference when you're wading. Walking on tiptoes right now. Last time I came through these weeds, I almost ran into a freaking snapper head first, so hopefully he stays away. Oh, while I was retying, I just had a decent sized largemouth come up right in front of me and swim by. That was fun. Hopefully I'll be able to trick him later. Oh yeah, there we go. Pretty boy. Got some geese up there. Like this, sometimes I'll stretch these things out a bit. Try to give them a little bit more action and a little more beat up looking. Doesn't always work, but sometimes. It also helps if you cast them better. Well, I just heard commotion underneath that undercut bank. I'm not sure what it was, but I've hooked into big bass in here, some pike. Really big pike came out at me one time, probably. You know, it's always kind of hard to measure when they're in the water, but I want to say it was over 35. Branch right there is making it almost impossible to cast to. And I only got a few more inches to give before I'm pretty much in the water here. Well, now that we're starting to go uphill a little ways here, if it makes things a little better. I'll switch to more of a lightweight outfit here, so we're going to see how this works. Got a, or weedless rather, not a lightweight. Got a 4-inch finesse swim bait on there. Hoping I can get some action out of these weeds. Fish seem to be really relating to it. I was hoping they'd be along the bank there in the shade, but I've seen a ton of fish coming through here, so we're gonna give it a go and see what happens. I changed colors up in a little bit too. I got green pumpkin as well as this kind of green gold fleck deal. I've not had a ton of luck with this color, but for whatever reason it just looks really good to me, so I always try it whenever I'm out. I use a very similar outfit when I'm fishing big lakes and stuff, but I tend to like to downsize when I'm on the river. It just seems to do better overall. I mean, I've definitely gotten hits on bigger baits, and maybe it's not the case in bigger rivers, but it seems like in general when I'm fishing this type of, on this size of river in Michigan, smaller generally works better. Oh, and one bad disadvantage to using these weightless setups, especially the light ones, is how easy it is to get twists in your line. I just pulled a big one out and probably lost about 10-15 yards of line. Starting to get deep again, which kind of sucks for me because I do not want to have to turn around, but it does shallow up here in a bit. I don't think it would have. I mean, in April it was still pretty shallow, so I doubt it got torn out enough by any kind of flooding to actually be unweightable, but we'll have to see. Gotten a lot of rain this year. I'm kind of wondering if it's caused the fish to move around a bit. Last year or two, this has been a pretty consistent spot for me, so only getting into one fish is a little surprising. Oh no, come on. Had a fish come up and take that. Well, that was a good one. I've been looking for you all day, buddy. Pretty fish. Little guy. boy. Got a good one here. Yeah, buddy. Pretty fish. You get that thing quick. Just had another one follow. Must be an undercut or something underneath there I can't see. I was using the small soft plastic jerkbait and I was getting a couple of hits, but not as many as I wanted, so I got to a little bit of a clearer area and I switched back to the swim bait because that always seems to work well for me. And got a couple on it, so 2 good ones. Let's hope it keeps up. I wonder, so I think there's an undercut bank right there or something. So I'm hoping I can pull a few more out of there before it gets too dark. I might need to get moving on because it sounds like somebody let their dog out and he's probably not going to be very happy with me once he sees me sitting here. Well, you don't always like catching them, but that's how you know you got a healthy river population going. Ton of little guys. Pretty healthy fish too. Aggressive. I may have made a mistake here going back this way. I always kind of forget this side of the river is a little bit more mucky and prone to deep spots and other things of that nature, and the other side gets a little bit more of a firm bottom. And unfortunately, I am not really in one of those places where I can turn around. A lot of people, I think, who don't fish rivers typically think that they're mostly a uniform bottom, and that couldn't be further from the truth. It's like on these big rivers here, there's dips and the bottom composition changes, and it's definitely not uniform all the way through. I mean, in that section of the river right in the middle there is probably shallower than between me and that section. I'm gonna have to stay really close to this edge here. I didn't really want to, but not sure what other choice I'm gonna have at the moment. So it's just deep enough right now where it'd be very tough to wade.